In the evolving landscape of modern warfare, cybernetic weapons have emerged as powerful tools designed to disrupt, disable, or destroy enemy assets with precision and stealth. These weapons operate in the digital domain, targeting computer systems, networks, and information infrastructures, which are integral to the military, economic, and political stability of nations. The development and deployment of cyber weapons have transformed the nature of conflict, introducing new strategies, capabilities, and threats to global security. This article delves into the development of cybernetic weapons, exploring their creation, evolution, and deployment. It will highlight the technological sophistication behind these digital tools, examine their role in both offensive and defensive military operations, and assess the broader implications of their use in warfare. Cyber weapons, unlike traditional kinetic weapons, exist in the realm of cyberspace, which makes them intangible yet incredibly destructive. The roots of cyber warfare can be traced back to the rise of computer networks and the internet in the late 20th century. Early cyber attacks were relatively unsophisticated, involving techniques such as simple computer viruses and hacking attempts aimed at disrupting or gaining unauthorized access to systems. However, as technology advanced, so did the complexity and potency of cyber weapons. The turning point for cyber weapons came in the early 2000s with the development of more advanced malware and sophisticated attack methods. One of the most notable early examples of a true cyber weapon is Stuxnet, a highly complex piece of malware discovered in 2010. Stuxnet was designed to target and sabotage Iran's nuclear program by infecting the industrial control systems of its centrifuges. The attack, which is believed to have been orchestrated by state actors, marked a watershed moment in cyber warfare, demonstrating the potential of cyber weapons to cause real-world physical damage. Since the discovery of Stuxnet, the development of cyber weapons has accelerated, with numerous state and non-state actors investing heavily in their creation. Cyber warfare is now considered a critical component of national defense strategies, and cyber weapons are increasingly being seen as tools for achieving strategic objectives without resorting to conventional military force. The development of cyber weapons involves several key stages, from conceptualization to deployment. These weapons are typically created by highly specialized teams of hackers, programmers, and cybersecurity experts who possess deep knowledge of computer systems, networks, and vulnerabilities. The first step in creating a cyber weapon is identifying the specific vulnerabilities that can be exploited. This often involves reconnaissance of the target system or network to find weaknesses in software, hardware, or network protocols. Cyber attackers look for security flaws that can be leveraged to gain unauthorized access or cause disruption. These vulnerabilities may be previously known or undiscovered, referred to as zero-day vulnerabilities, which are particularly valuable for offensive operations because they are unknown to the target and have no existing defense mechanisms. Once a vulnerability is identified, the next step is weaponizing it, developing a method to exploit the flaw. This can involve creating custom malware, viruses, or other attack vectors designed to take advantage of the vulnerability. The nature of the weapon will depend on the desired outcome, whether it's stealing data, disrupting services, or causing physical damage. For instance, a cyber weapon might be designed to remotely control industrial control systems, as in the case of Stuxnet, or to encrypt sensitive data and demand ransom for its release, as seen in ransomware attacks. Weaponization also involves creating tools that can penetrate the target's defenses, such as bypassing firewalls, intrusion detection systems, or encryption. Advanced Persistent Threats, or APTs, are long-term, highly targeted cyber attacks that are carefully crafted to evade detection and remain embedded in the target system for extended periods. Before deployment, cyber weapons must be rigorously tested to ensure they function as intended and achieve the desired effect without unintended consequences. This often involves simulations in controlled environments that mimic the target systems and networks. Testing helps refine the weapon and identify any flaws or issues that could affect its effectiveness. Simulation environments, such as cyber ranges, allow developers to experiment with different attack scenarios and gauge how well the weapon performs under various conditions. The goal is to ensure that the weapon is both precise and stealthy, avoiding detection while maximizing damage. The final stage is deploying the weapon. Cyber weapons can be delivered through various means, including phishing emails, infected websites, compromised software updates, or physical access to the target system. The method of delivery will depend on the target's security posture and the attacker's objectives. Once deployed, the cyber weapon may remain dormant until triggered, or it may immediately execute its payload. In some cases, cyber weapons are designed to self-propagate, spreading from one system to another, as seen in the WannaCry and NotPetya ransomware attacks. These types of weapons are particularly dangerous because they can cause widespread damage across multiple networks and systems. Types of cyber weapons. Cyber weapons come in various forms, each designed to achieve different outcomes. Some of the most common types of cyber weapons include 1. Malware. Malware, short for malicious software, is a broad category of cyber weapons that includes viruses, worms, trojans, and ransomware. Malware is designed to infiltrate and damage systems or steal sensitive data. Ransomware, for example, encrypts files on a victim's computer and demands payment in exchange for the decryption key, effectively holding the system hostage. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more content on cyber weapon development. 2. Denial of service or DoS and distributed denial of service or DDoS attacks. DoS and DDoS attacks aim to overwhelm a target's network or servers with traffic, rendering them inaccessible to legitimate users. These attacks are often used to disrupt critical services such as financial systems or government websites during military or political conflicts. Spyware is a type of software designed to secretly monitor and collect information from a target system. It can be used to gather intelligence or track the activities of key individuals. Adware, while typically less malicious, can also be weaponized to deliver unwanted advertisements and disrupt user activities. Rootkits are malicious programs that provide attackers with privileged access to a target system while remaining hidden from detection. They are often used to maintain long-term control over compromised systems, allowing attackers to execute commands or steal data undetected. A logic bomb is a piece of code inserted into a system that lies dormant until specific conditions are met, at which point it activates and carries out its malicious function. Logic bombs can be used to destroy data, disable systems, or cause other types of disruption. Deployment strategies, offensive and defensive. Cyber weapons are deployed as part of broader cyber warfare strategies that can be both offensive and defensive. The decision to use cyber weapons depends on the strategic goals of the actor and the nature of the conflict. Offensive operations. In offensive operations, cyber weapons are used to weaken or disable an enemy's infrastructure, military capabilities, or communication networks. The goal is often to create chaos, disrupt decision-making processes, or degrade the enemy's ability to respond effectively to threats. Offensive cyber weapons can target critical infrastructures such as power grids, transportation systems, or financial networks, causing widespread disruption with minimal physical intervention. For example, the Stuxnet worm, which targeted Iran's nuclear facilities, is an example of an offensive cyber weapon designed to disable a key military asset without direct physical confrontation. Similarly, DDoS attacks have been used to temporarily disable government websites and communications during political conflicts, as seen in the Estonia cyber attacks of 2007, where websites of banks, ministries, and media outlets were crippled during a period of heightened tensions with Russia. Defensive operations. Defensive operations, on the other hand, involve using cyber weapons to protect national assets from external attacks. This includes securing networks, detecting and neutralizing threats, and deploying countermeasures to stop incoming attacks. Defensive cyber weapons may include advanced firewalls, intrusion detection systems, IDS, and encryption protocols designed to safeguard critical data. One key aspect of defensive cyber operations is the ability to quickly identify and respond to zero-day attacks, those that exploit previously unknown vulnerabilities. The speed and effectiveness of the response can determine whether an attack succeeds or fails, making defense a critical area of focus for military and civilian organizations alike. Ethical and legal implications of cyber weapon development. The use of cyber weapons raises several ethical and legal questions. Unlike conventional weapons, cyber weapons operate in a domain that lacks clear international norms and regulations. While there are international laws governing kinetic warfare, such as the Geneva Conventions, there is no comprehensive legal framework for cyber warfare. This creates a gray area where the rules of engagement are often unclear. Ethically, the development of cyber weapons also poses challenges. For instance, attacks on critical infrastructure such as power grids or hospitals can have devastating consequences for civilian populations. The potential for collateral damage is high, and unlike conventional weapons, the effects of cyber weapons can be difficult to predict or control. The future of cyber weapon development. As technology continues to evolve, so too will the nature of cyber weapons. Emerging technologies such as quantum computing and artificial intelligence are likely to play a significant role in the future of cyber warfare. Quantum computing, for instance, has the potential to break current encryption standards, rendering much of today's cybersecurity infrastructure obsolete. Meanwhile, AI could enable the development of more sophisticated, autonomous cyber weapons capable of executing complex attacks without human intervention. In conclusion, the creation and deployment of cyber weapons have fundamentally changed the nature of warfare. These digital tools offer unprecedented precision and the ability to achieve strategic objectives with minimal physical engagement, but they also raise significant ethical and legal concerns. As cyber weapons continue to evolve, nations and organizations will need to adapt to the changing landscape of conflict, ensuring they are prepared to defend against the next generation of cyber threats.